You touched on the American Cancer Society. What's your thought on organizations like that, the Susan G. Komen Foundation? There's a Breast Cancer Awareness Month. There's fundraisers every week in every town, raising hundreds of millions of dollars a year, and yet we're not any closer to this, to winning this war on cancer. What are your thoughts of those organizations that raise just an unbelievable amounts of money yet with no progress?
First of all, to me, it's all a hoax. It's all fraud. Even if the people in it, they often think they do the right thing. But here's the answer. Where does the money go that they raise? Back to the pharmaceutical industry, back to the medical industry for research. We have 400 known cancer cures out there, natural cancer cures with no side effects. So there's no need to research anymore for the cancer cure because there are more than enough out there. And personally, being known as the person with the highest cancer cure rate in the world by independent studies, by so many experts out there, I can tell you there are so many cancer cures out there, and I have seen cancer, like Dr. Tutu Simoncini with his book, Cancer is a Fungus. He puts just baking soda, sodium bicarbonate with a water solution, watered down solution on the cancer, and the cancer tumor disappears on contact because the white mass that every cancer has is a fungus. And if you alkalize a fungus, it instantly disappears, and therefore the tumor disappears, or the cancerous growth disappears. And we all need to really look into not walking for the cure and not buying a pink ribbon because it's all fraud. It all goes in the same people that cause your cancer, in the pockets of the same people that cause your cancer, in the pockets of the same people that live off you having cancer, and that creating more complicated treatments and surgeries to charge more and more and more. Because today, as far as I know, if you're diagnosed with cancer and you don't have the right kind of health insurance, you're kind of like broke after 3 months. And that's what they like, because if you're broke, you are willing to do everything the government tells you to do. You have no money for a lawyer, you have no money to fight back, you have no money for research, you don't even have money anymore for alternative natural cures. And people need to stop donating to these organizations instantly because they waste their money, and the money goes directly to the criminals that are responsible that the cancer rate is that high. And if you just research all these people out there that are curing cancer, why don't you go to people that produce results and say, how did you do that? Let us research that. Why did they get rid of Gerson when Gerson cured all these people just by changing their diet, or the Budwig diet with a cottage cheese, and or you just sodium bicarbonate, baking soda with maple syrup. You warm it up a little and it becomes kind of like a candy kind of a thing, and you eat that to alkalize your system. Because if you just look at the facts, Otto Warburg and Max Planck got a Nobel Prize in Medicine 1911 and 1936 by proving cancer cannot exist in an alkaline, oxygen-rich environment. So why didn't we move on from there? Why didn't we do more research and saying, oh, how can we get the body alkaline? Oh, we just need chlorophyll. Everything is green. Juice it, eat it. Your body will really be flooded with oxygen. And how do you get it alkaline? The green too, because everything that's green is full with calcium. That's when an elephant or a vegetarian, like a cow, gets their strong bones from everything that's green. And of course there's good calcium. You cannot use a coral calcium anymore because thanks to the nuclear reactor accident, now the coral calcium is radioactive and you don't really want this anymore. So everything from Okinawa you cannot touch any longer, or at least you shouldn't. And but there are so many easy ways. If you have a gallon of water a day with half a teaspoon of pink salt in it a day, Himalayan salt that still has all the trace minerals, and most of all, if you just look for nature, if it didn't exist 150 years ago, you do not need it. You don't want it, you don't need it. Most of all, it's a cowardly way of getting rid of guilt, donating to organizations. See, we all have neighbors that need help. And we all know of good people that need help. See, if I really want to help, That's the people I help. I help my neighbors. I help my fellow Americans. I don't need to fly to Africa when there are 150 cameras there and feed a couple of starving kids just because I'm on camera, and the second the cameras turn off, I fly back home with my private jet. I don't need to do that. And I can help my neighbors here. And I can go to West Virginia and I can see people sleeping in boxes where washing machines are delivered in. See, that's when you help somebody. Then Katrina happened and our fellow Americans went there before FEMA stopped them. FEMA stopped them on purpose because they wanted to try a gun confiscation and mass control and all these kind of things. That's the entire reason why all of this happened to begin with. And all the Americans were already out there with blankets, with food. We love each other. See, we are Americans. We are not our government. Our government has nothing to do with us. And everything that's out there, to me, in my experience and my thinking of the law, is treason to begin with. Taking away healing substances, healing treatments. It's murdering or waging a war against your own people. This is, by my definition, treason, high treason. And I don't even know how they get away with this any longer, but there's more and more people waking up. There's more and more people being ready to fight and willing to fight, because everybody now has one or two people in his family that died of cancer. Now we have people, parents, their children get taken away because they refuse vaccination or they refuse killing murderous treatments for cancer. And if you just look at the information sheet that comes with the chemotherapy, it says there death as a side effect. That radiation causes cancer, everybody knows that. Chemotherapy is based on mustard gas. Mustard gas, after the Geneva Convention, is forbidden as a war chemical. It's created in the First and Second World War to kill soldiers on the battlefield. Now they put it directly into your bloodstream, and after one single chemotherapy, you cannot donate blood anymore or be an organ donor. What does that tell you about your health?
No.
And so please don't donate to any organization. 76% usually stays only in their own pockets to begin with, and the rest goes usually back to the medical and pharmaceutical industry for their research on cancer. Not on the cancer cure, not on curing the patient, it goes back to cancer research.